So, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to continue with a Deep Tech Startup Competitions organized by Commercialization Reactor, an investment and development agency of Latvia. Should I proceed now with a joke about a coffee break? All right, so a man, dies and goes to hell, and three options are presented to him. The first option, like a burning fire, like a standard version. And then the second option, he will be drawn to wild beasts and stuff. And then the third option, this is just, people standing around tables and drinking coffee and having a nice chat. So, of course, he chose a third option. So, took his big cup of coffee and, feels good about his choice and enjoying himself. And then the announcement came. The coffee break is over. Now back to your fire and beasts. So we are ready to continue with a fire of questions and a deep tech beast. And we have new jury representatives here. So may I just once again ask you to represent yourself with a one-liner? Maybe once again starting with Leldes Tukle, head of jury.
Hi again, I'm still Leldes Tukle and I represent the Commercialization Reactor Fund, and we are the local Deep Tech Startup Accelerator.
Okay, Tomasz Kołoszczyk, CEO and MIT Enterprise Forum, Central and Eastern Europe. We are one of the biggest accelerator in the region.
Hi, I'm Antonia Garavitano. I represent Inam Berlin. So we run an accelerator for material science startups in Germany. So if you're interested, please find me.
Hi, Mark Koski, Energy Spin, the leading energy accelerator in the Europe, multi-corporate accelerator.
Hello, Jeremy Hranec. I'm representing Science Park Graz and ISABIC Austria.
Tomas Andriškevičius, partner at Practica Capital. We invest in Baltic technology companies, C2A rounds. Thank you.
Hi, Shinichi Nikuni from Nordic Ninja VC from Helsinki, Finland. We are investing in deep tech startups for the scale-up stage.
Hello, I'm Elena Müller. I'm from Scheffler, and I'm also participating for the second time now, or for the second batch. And we are looking for startups who are strong, especially in surface technologies, and basically to partner with them in projects and validate their solutions. In general, we are one of the biggest automotive suppliers in the world. Not only automotive, but we also do industrial solutions and a lot of in the automotive aftermarket, of course. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And may I have your applause for our jury? Okay, thank you. And we are ready to continue. And dear competitors, I should remind you once again, please follow your reglement for pitches. Should be maximum 4 minutes long, and they will be followed by 3 minutes of question and answer. So our first speech after the break is developed by Squad Robotics. Please welcome. How do you feel? Was the coffee good?
It was pretty okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If a robot would serve it, it would be better.
Okay.
Sure.
So it will be served by a squad of robots pretty soon, right?
In the future.
In the future.
In the future.
Good. Good. So if our presentations are ready, your time starts now.
Autonomous machines are the future. I'm not breaking any news here, right? We've all seen them, autonomous cars, tractors. But indoors, it's the same thing. Indoor, autonomous technologies are now being required to be connected and be part of smart environments. This is what the market is just saying. But let's take a look down to a floor cleaning level. The floor cleaning industry operates and exploits 7.2 billion euros to pay for people who simply operate these machines around the building. Every day and on the same route. Automation is the key here. Manufacturers are now pushing towards it. There's two types of them. The first are the large guys, the 4 large guys who take up 40% of the market, and there's numerous mid-sized companies who are solving the same problem. But they are completely different in the terms of challenges that they face. The big guys, they have huge R&D budgets and their internal teams. They can afford to build a robot on their own or partner up with our biggest competitor, BrainCorp. It's expensive, but they can afford it. However, the middle-sized guys, they're left to die because they have the R&D budgets are much smaller and they don't have the competence to build these machines themselves. So this is where Squad Robotics comes in. We're providing manufacturers with autonomous technology that they can implement in their machinery. We use advanced technology that is simple to implement in their machines. We have a focus of being partner-friendly and flexible. And our business model is constrained to be cost-sharing and also include upside sharing, unlike BrainCorp. And we're bringing all the stakeholders together in the industry. What we're allowing to do is to allow the mid-sized guys to grow in a 7 billion industry. How do we actually do this? So we are a software company that provides autonomous functionality for manufacturers. So the first part that we did in 2017 is we built the core algorithms that are needed in order to convert manual machines into autonomous ones. Then we faced in 2018 the part of the data of our solution. We create data fusion and multi-robot functionality. However, on the market side, we actually found a product market fit, and we have signed our first 2 manufacturers as our customers. The future looks promising for us, because it's tended towards technology that will connect and interconnect different machines and system of systems. From a market perspective, our goal is to establish a product-level presence in the cleaning industry and also tackle the other verticals like warehousing and logistics with our software solution. And we are already building an ecosystem. We have 2 signed manufacturers for whom we will be the autonomous technology partners to develop these machines. We also have the 2 largest cleaning companies in Latvia who are going to test out our autonomous machines. And we are putting these tests in other verticals as well with BASF. We're supported by consulting companies like Fraunhofer and Manufacturing Technology Center, who gives us an insight on the industry trends. We're financed by Imprimatur and Leo Competence Center, from which we just received a 100,000 grant. And we're supported by local and global accelerator programs. In the middle, it's us. And who is us? We are a team of 2 PhD scientists, 3 business developers, and 8 techies. Individually, we've had entrepreneurial experience in the past, and collectively, we've won robotics competitions across the Baltics and even in Japan. And we're looking to increase the team with a part of a 1 million seed round, which will be used to extend our partnerships and acquire a new team. My name is Matis, and at Squad Robotics, we're guiding manufacturers into the autonomous era. I hope you join us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and now time for questions.
Hi, very good presentation.
Thank you.
Just have a quick question on, you said your main competitor is BrainCorp?
Yes.
I got that right? Can you just in a few sentences tell me why you're better or cheaper?
Let's not say cheaper. We are different in terms of our approach in our business model and our approach towards the manufacturers. What BrainCorp is doing, they're going after large manufacturers, and they are pushing them kind of like in the background of the whole game, because they are going to be the ones in the middle collecting data. We're siding on the side of the manufacturers, sharing the costs of development and also sharing the benefits of machine implementation. So our approach is mostly in the terms of business approach.
Do you also take care of hardware, the sensors?
So we actually are, since we are a software company, we are building our solution to be agnostic of sensors. So currently the ones that we have on the cleaning machines, they're standard off-the-shelf sensors that we just bought on Amazon. It's about the data that they provide, and the software that we put on is the one that actually collects the data, analyzes it, and then sends it back in terms of commands towards the machine to execute. We're kind of like the independent of hardware.
Some people are talking about this trend of robotics as a service. Do you think?
My favorite topic. This is exactly how the industry is changing.
So how are you adjusting to that?
So it comes from the business model. When we charge manufacturers, we charge them a licensing fee for usage of our software. On the other hand, we charge the end users a part of using a robot in their facility. So the end users, the cleaning companies, they are now going to, the market is changing in a way that they will have to pay for the robot per month or per usage. And this money that they're going to pay is going towards the manufacturers as a subscription fee, and we have our approach is that we share those subscription fees together with the manufacturer. But robot as a service is the most important concept that it will disrupt this industry. There's no CapEx expenditures anymore. Everybody's moving towards this approach.
Please tell me more about your application field, because you said about the clinic robots. So you would like to concentrate only on clinic robots, or also you are thinking about robots in production plants, any kind of UAVs? How is it?
Currently, the focus is on cleaning machines because this is the second use case of our technology already, but what we see is that we need to be able to scale up the software, and we already see that there's the next verticals in warehousing and in logistics where we want to deploy just the software. Because the software allows to get better information from the sensors and provide better decision making to the robots. So we see that our approach is not only tied to the cleaning industry, it is about everything that is operated indoors, and that next logical step is the warehousing, because the market is extremely big.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And the next pitch will be delivered by Imperial. So please welcome. Hello.
Hi.
How do you feel?
Very nice.
A bit nervous, no?
Like always.
Like always. That's a good stuff.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Alexander Belskis. I'm co-founder and CEO of Imperial startup with a compact incinerator for sewage sludge. Sewage sludge is a waste product of the wastewater treatment plant's operation. Take an example of Jurmala wastewater treatment plants with very small quantity of citizens, and they spend 250,000 euro per year to utilize sewage sludge. It's a huge amount for such a small city. And such high costs are because of the logistics. They need to run it every day, and also for the landfilling or some other utilization. And such size wastewater plants in the whole Europe are more than 10,000. What we offer to install a compact incinerator or burner, in other words, on site locally without need of any logistic costs, and to burn it efficiently, very efficiently. And the advantage of our solution is that we do not need to build any additional facilities building. We can integrate right into the plant, and also it's autonomous. We do not require any additional energy like natural gas or some other resources. So it's positive thermal balance. It works almost without OPEXs at all, just electricity, 50 kilowatt and all. It's not just an idea, it's a prototype for which our engineers spent very huge amount of money and a lot of time. And it was successfully tested on chicken droppings, which is similar to sewage sludge by its parameters. We also have EPCT application, and total funding we have attracted it's 65,000 euro from Commercialization Reactor and Climate Kick Fund to perform different activities. And one of the activities were to acquire customers. And we did it. We have acquired one local customer with quite a big amount of sewage sludge of digested to utilize. And this customer is ready to invest in our company, in our startup, to perform prototype tests on his location, and actually they are planning to make first commercial orders in case it will be successful, what we are sure about. Another customers we spoke with, they're also very interested by wastewater plants. And this is because why? Because now sewage sludge is used for fertilization of the land, of the agricultural soil. But there is a trend for the government to make environmental laws more strict. And for example, in Germany, in 10 years' time, it will be completely prohibited to use it as fertilizer, sewage sludge. And only way it will be to incinerate it. Sure that there are competitors, you can see over there, but they operate only with huge volumes of sewage sludge, and there is no solution for small volumes, like plant in Jurmala. And also they can treat by their technologies only low humidity sewage sludge, but we can operate with a high humidity up to 80% sewage sludge, which is actually initial from the plant processes. So we target ourselves for small and medium-sized plants. This is our activities are planned, so this year to apply for national patents and to test prototype, and next year industrial prototype ready and already ready for orders and exit. This is our great teams, and what we are looking for, it's 250,000 euro for industrial prototype, but the urgent need is 35,000 euro because we need to transfer PCT application into the national patents within some months' time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Question, please.
Now, please go on with questions.
Okay, so you said about the burning this bio element. So what about any gases? What about just any, I would say, ecological fingerprints? So is it, because I've heard many times that when I've got biogas, any bio components, it has some ecology fingerprint related with some, I mean, toxical gases. So is it a clean technology? Can you meet any national regulation?
Yeah, actually, sure. There are very strict regulation on the exhaust air, yeah, on the exhaust gases. But this is not our field of competence. What we are planning to do is to attract a partner, recognized partner with their technologies to apply to our incinerators. And there are plenty of them, and the problem is solved. Sure, we are thinking about also maybe some performing these ideas. So actually one of the ideas, we want to integrate the exhaust gases into the water treatment system back. So but it's another R&D additional one. So actually there is not a big problem from the technological point of view. And this is not our competence, but our partner's competence. Yeah.
How affordable is your solution, and what could be return on investment on it?
Yeah, so for example, for Jurmala, they can pay back our machine within 1 or 2 years. With the operation time up to 10 years. Yeah, so pretty fast. But also we are evaluating a business model of not selling, but providing service of utilization, where we supply it. Yes, for example, we get a loan to build this machine from the bank, and then we have a contract, we utilize it, and the customer will pay twice less, for example, than they are paying now. And we have also positive cash flow, yes, and we can do it very, very wide because unit is very compact, and we are planning to make this industrial prototype container-based. Thus, it will be very cheap to deliver it to any part of the world.
So that was actually my question. So you deliver the product, you sell it to the end user, and then you teach them how to use it, or is this also a service that you provide together with the product?
Yeah, so actually our main strategy is to show that industrial prototype works properly, that it's ready for commercial production, and then we want to go to the large market players because they can reach more these potential customers and to sell the technology or license it. So it might be the fastest exit by the end of the next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the next speech will be presented by Convert IQ Solutions. Please welcome.
Thank you.
Dare I ask, convert IQ into what?
Probably convert your conversion rates and also convert our IQ into your success.
Oh,
yeah.
Sounds great. Go on.
All right. So, hi everybody. My name is Christian Karlssons, and let me ask you, who here uses Facebook? Probably a lot of people. Who likes Facebook ads, though? Nobody likes ads. Reality is that it's actually crucial for businesses to survive when it comes to ads. You know, big businesses, small businesses, startups you saw today, very crucial. Yet only 3% of digital ads get clicked, which is a huge problem. And did you know that this year companies will spend more than $100 billion on digital ads? Now think about the 97% of this money, where does it go? It doesn't lead to conversions. And companies usually do a lot of testing, you know, they try one ad, the other one. Usually it's pretty hard to identify why it works, why it doesn't, and it's not scalable at all. So that's why we created Convertic Solutions. And we combine artificial intelligence with one of the best methodologies and the most complex ones in marketing, which is called multivariate testing. What we do is we significantly boost website and digital advertising conversion rates at an unprecedented scale. Let me tell you how it works. So we take your creative content, like headlines, texts, images, and then we combine it with different traits like gender, age, interests, you name it. Our AI engine then builds all of the potential ad versions, starts out by randomly testing them, and as it goes in real time, it adjusts the experiment. Keeps testing until it finds the best ads for your conversions. Now, we don't do only Facebook ads or ads in general. These algorithms can be adapted for all kinds of digital settings, social networks, landing pages, websites, you name it. So it's a pretty complex problem to solve, which is actually the problem of the industry. So for that, you need a really great team, which we really do have. So apart from a great business development team, I would like to emphasize our data scientist team. The technology comes from a really amazing company called Exposoft, and our data scientists are one of the leaders in machine learning in the world. Now, compared to competition, we carry out some very specific tasks and activities when it comes to machine learning that really allows us to supercharge a company's conversion rates. And another thing is we don't compete with the average marketing SaaS company because we build algorithms. And another thing we usually get asked is, well, guys, there are 100 other marketing SaaS startups. How are you different? Because they are already solving the problem. Let me ask you this then. Well, if they are already solving the problem, why are conversion rates so low? Still, and nothing has changed. And actually, we have proved that it works, that our algorithms work. We have seen a 300% increase in website conversion rates, and currently we are finalizing a Facebook ads pilot with a local large digital marketing agency here, and the results are pretty promising. Now, we currently are developing our first product for Facebook and Instagram. However, soon we will be working on other major platforms to cover 80% of the whole digital ad market. And after that, there are countless of possibilities how we can monetize this information even further. Now, when it comes to the business model, it's pretty in line with the industry standards. So we charge 2.5 to 5% of the company's ad budget. And our vision. So our vision is to become a leading big data algorithm company that brings unprecedented insights into consumer behavior. Now, with such a great team, with this problem that we're trying to solve and our great vision, we are pretty confident that we will be another successful exit in the very lucrative marketing SaaS space. Now, we are on a really amazing journey right now, which is pretty exciting. And if you're interested to be a part of it, we are currently looking for 150,000 euros. And yeah. So my name is Christians. Our startup is called Convertic Solutions, and thank you so much for the attention.
Thank you. Let's proceed with questions.
I have two questions. Actually, the first is a comment. You said it's a very big market, obviously. As far as I know, everyone pays for clicks, though not impressions, so it shouldn't be that bad in the end, only because the conversion rates are low, right? Because you said in the beginning, so many of those ads don't even get clicked.
So 80% of that money is spent on conversions. Sure. So one thing is impressions, right? Of course, how many times people see the ads. But you want So when you look at the statistics on how these companies optimize this money for on Facebook or Google or whatever, they usually, in 80% of the cases, they optimize for conversions, clicks or website views, purchases, and so on.
And my comment was, so you're now working with Facebook and Instagram, that's your pilot.
So we are building the product for those platforms.
And then you're going to move on to the other platforms. Are you also looking at cross-platform attribution issues? Because one of the difficulties in this field now is not knowing whether your conversion is coming from Facebook or Google, even though you have tracking on both. And most advertisers have this issue that they might see 1,000 conversions in their CRM, when in fact they have 300 because of duplication. Are you looking at that within your product in any way, considering you're looking at elements of the ad?
Sure. So right now we're focusing, so again, a good way how to answer this is, we are not focusing on building a product, for example, that combines all the information from all the potential traffic sources. What we are trying to do is we are trying to actually build the algorithms themselves and sort of replicate them for other platforms and obviously tailor them to each specific platform. So actually we are not, as I said, we don't want to build a SaaS startup. We're building algorithms because in the SaaS space, there's so many startups there. So we actually want to provide maybe these algorithms to them, or Twitter or Facebook.
We have a story. We had an ad tech company in our portfolio which was swiped in one day because Google changed some algorithms on their side. So my question is, how dependent are you on the platforms that we are working right now on?
So the current dependency is how much information they give access to through their API. Facebook, for example, gives a lot of possibilities with the use of their API. Obviously, if they would shut down their API, if Google would do that, it would be a different kind of a challenge to solve, but currently is only the API limitation. And actually, one more thing, though, is a different story is Twitter. Because Facebook and Google, they give you a lot of information. Twitter, for example, they don't have such algorithms actually inbuilt in the first place like Facebook does. Not so they, because first of all, you usually don't know who that person is who is looking at your ads. So even if Facebook and Google would do that, we still have other platforms who would actually be interested to provide a service like that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And the next picture will be delivered by Submerged Tech. Please welcome. Are you ready?
Always ready. Thank you.
Very good.
Right.
Your time starts.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Roland, and I represent a company, Submerged Tech. Our goal is to help oil companies to get more oil at the less price. And basically, it's going to be done by the ability to see what's going on under the ground, right? So on your left, you can see the injection well. On your right, the production well. The water is being pumped down to increase the pressure to move the oil towards the production well. And basically, that's how the oil business works. On your left, you can see the costs. On your right, the revenue. That's where we step in. And imagine hundreds of such wells on the oil field. All of them are manually managed. All geologically interconnected, but they work fully independently and in total isolation. It's all based on a guesswork because the operators, they cannot really see the whole picture, and it brings the complexity and the inefficiency. Such guess-based approach leads to the increased operational costs, inefficient planning, and short lifetime of the equipment. Our solution in that case would be to get an access to the data that has already been generated by the smart wells that are already equipped. And basically the data represents the injection, the volumes of the injection water, production, produced oil, geological data, sizes to reservoir, etc. So everything that they have, we can connect. After that, the data will be mined and analyzed by the artificial intelligence. With the machine learning, the system will be constantly developing and looking for the dependencies. After all, everything is going to be output on a dashboard that can be readable by the simple human being. And then the example. If you integrate your oil field with our system, that will be the solution. The system will tell you, maybe you want to decrease the pressure here, maybe you want to increase it there, perhaps you want to log the inefficient territory of your oil field. And actually we've done that, and here's the result. We reached 70.3% in the increase of the oil production, and 12.5% in the decrease of the differential costs. The numbers might seem small, but actually in revenue it is a pretty big advantage. So the market is pretty huge. It's valued at 114 billion US dollars. Why now? That's a question that you might ask. Well, we're not dependent on the price. If the price goes up, we maximize the profit. If the price goes down, we maximize the efficiency. And moreover, the whole industry is fully equipped with the smart machines that already generates the terabytes of data that is not used. The business model is going to be pretty simple. First of all, we will run the validation, technology validation with the customers by uploading the historical data and by proving that it works properly well. Then the customer will be assigned on a monthly base subscription fee. Also, we can offer the consultancy services and the additional features that might be also implemented. We have a pretty awesome team, 3 entrepreneurs that also come from the oil and gas industry, including me. Advisories are the VP level from the companies such as Halliburton and Schlumberger, and an amazing team that can develop an AI system and have a pretty extensive experience of 15 years in that. So far, we have raised the pre-seed amount of money. We have the working MVP, and we got the valuable advisories, as it was mentioned before. And our priority is to launch the investment round in Q3 this year. Continue running the live tests with the customers, and actually to get the first paying customers by the end of this year. And yeah, basically also we want to develop the additional features that might be also implemented along with the product. So my name is Roland, so I represent the company SummerStack, and if you're interested in having any communication with us, I'm free. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's proceed with Q&A.
So my question is about competition.
Yeah.
Even if there is no competition, you might say, but how are clients then solving this problem on their own means?
Well, there is a competition. There is always a competition, but we embrace the competition. So the competitors, they actually do the marketing job for us. So the industry has already been introduced to the to the solution by using the AI, right? But you see, the competitors are a bit more tough in that case, tough in the sense that they're not flexible. In our case, we offer the flexible approach by having some different variations of the product, plus consultancy, plus additional features, etc., right? In that case, one of the competitors might be named as Schlumberger, for instance, right? Like the largest oil service company in the world. They developed something similar for their own, right? But you see, we have the advisory in our company that comes from the Schlumberger. And he says that their approach is a bit stiff. It's not really fully operational at the moment, right? There is always a competition, like I said, but we're not afraid of that.
So you will be better in functionality and flexibility. What else?
First of all, the more data we feed to the software, to the system, the more dependencies. And basically, one of these advantages of the system I would name as the shorter way, or the fewer iterations to get to the correct results. So we will be using some patterns, not the real data, but the patterns that have been collected from the previous customers to build the components of the software. And then in the future, when it's going to be used by the customers, it will be using all the knowledge that has been gained from the previous customers. So this is one. We have already done that, and the system is pretty much advanced. But yeah, also the individual approach to the customers. This is also one of the core competences. And moreover, there are very few companies. I don't want to kind of show off right now, but there are very few companies that have the competence in IT and in oil and gas. So we have a pretty strong IT team, and we have pretty strong advisories that really open the doors for us. This is a pretty big advantage for us, and this is actually an unverified advantage. But that will help us really get to the point much faster.
Industry is pretty old-fashioned. How are you going to roll it out?
That's I always say, old school is not always cool, right? They are aiming to get the AI-powered systems. We already can hear and see that. They're ready to feed the data. In that case, we do not interrupt the processes. We just get the data, historical data, we validate, we show them that it works, because the results that we've gotten match with the real data, real results that have been generated by the company. In that case, it will build some trust between us and the companies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And the next speech will be delivered by Wow. Please welcome. Am I pronouncing it right? It's like
yes,
about cows?
Yes, Wow.
Wow. Great. Let's go.
So I'm Anastasia. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Wow. So healthy food everywhere for everyone. The problem begins with overuse of antibiotics. Antibiotics kill good and bad bacteria, but strong resistance bacteria remain, as well as leftovers of antibiotics in animals. And so milk, beef become contaminated. And this is finally what we eat. The problem, 10 million deaths per year are expected by 2050, 77 trillion euro lost in medical costs, and this is #1 health problem in the world. Even cancer comes on the second place. And the name of this problem, antibiotic resistance. So to solve this problem, market needs two types of products. Easy, fast, early diagnostic test on farm, and new treatment instead of antibiotics. Here comes Wow. Wearables for cows. This is easy, fast, non-invasive diagnostics of early-stage mastitis and the name of infection we can detect that initiates this disease. So what is mastitis? Mastitis is the disease of cow's breast. And why mastitis? Mastitis is the main reason why farmers use antibiotics. And what's the point? The point is to catch the disease early and treat it with anti-inflammation drugs, not antibiotics. And so doing this, farmers improve milk quality and increase milk production. Because in case of antibiotic usage, they lose 14 days of milk production. Our competitive advantage, this is proprietary technology, 5 patents. We don't need milk sample to test. This is huge advantage over other competitors. 35 seconds diagnostics, know-how is hidden, accuracy up to 95% we can provide, and the opportunities for further development are endless. So the technology is called spectral dynamic wave-based technology. We have the database of biomarkers, they're well known, and we scan the object, the electromagnetic wave of the object. This is also known process. So, and then we compare the database, the norm, with information we got from the object. And here comes our innovation, comparison algorithm in software. So technology readiness level is 9. Technology commercialized already on the markets of Russia and Belarus as to human health diagnostics. Applications are basically everywhere where is the need in fast, non-invasive diagnostics on microbiological level. So this is people, animals, health diagnostics, and food control. Market size. There are 25 million dairy cows in European Union. We would like to take 15% of the market. This is 1.5 million dairy cows. Our business model is IP licensing to animal diagnostic companies. We are going to take 20% commission of each cow per month. So if average €7 per wearable per month per cow, then it's 2 million in commissions per month. So our team, me, I'm into sales and marketing. Vita is into business development. Vladimir spent 40 years in medical data engineer and specifically 15 years in spectral dynamic wave-based technology development. Anda is our veterinary woman. She's the head of veterinary department. Ivars, he's a researcher. His focus is mastitis. Alberts Kristinch is PhD in physics, our electronics guy. So, investment opportunity, €250K, investment for pre-STO, pre-security token offering. We are target 10 million euro target in security token offering for commercialization of spectral dynamic technology.
Thank you. Thank you now. So please proceed with questions.
I will explain.
Okay, let's start with easier questions. Can you explain how the technology works actually? What does the wearable measure exactly?
Biomarkers, because there is a molecular level and a wave-based method of diagnostics. To molecular level, we all get used to blood, urine, and etc. As to wave-based diagnostics, there is photonics and other technologies. They work on different frequencies. We are the ones, the only technology which works at low frequencies, waves. So we have a comparison software, our innovation in software, it consists of 3 parts, and basically this is pattern recognition, dynamic analysis.
What's the payback time for the farmer?
What is?
When is this implementing what's the payback time?
It's actually when you have a cow and you need to check what kind of infection she has. And now with the laboratory, you can order this, yes, and this is €7.41 to check one infection. Here we 24/7, anytime. You can check all your herd on microbiological level, which one is healthy, which has mastitis, which one has subclinical mastitis not visible, and the name of infection that causes this mastitis.
Can I? Okay. So just my question in terms of the end user, so the consumer of the milk. So you mentioned that then the antibiotics would be replaced by anti-inflammatory, for example.
Yeah.
So how is this better for the end user at the end of the day?
It's much better because as antibiotics, sometimes if you see headlines that antibiotics have been spotted somewhere and somewhere, and then you have some disease and you use a medicine, it's not treated because you already have inside antibiotics. So anti-inflammation drugs, this is the point that we catch the disease at very, very early stage of its development. With anti-inflammation, it's just 2-3 days and the cow is healthier. It's like preventive medicine for cows, the same for people.
I would ask what is the NPS score among cows, but joking aside, how convenient is the product to use for the farmer? I mean, in terms of fitting, maintaining, because as I understand, you have to attach it to the cow.
Yes, now we have minimum viable product, but this is like electrode with wire and to computer. Now we applied for some grants to develop it into wearable for cows. It will be in the air.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt you, but you can ask questions afterwards also. Thank you. And the next speech will be delivered by Enhanced Powders. Please welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Hello. How do you feel?
A bit nervous, but it's going to be good.
Good. All right. So your time starts now.
Okay. Good day. My name is Andres. I'm CEO and co-founder at Enhanced Powders. What we do is make unique powder mills. So, what if I told you that in organic chemistry, up to 90% of total substrate mass is taken up by solvents? They also create up to 85% of total waste. Imagine the burden it brings us in nature. What if I also told you that there's a scientific field that offers a solution? The name is mechanochemistry, and its applications are simply mind-boggling, ranging from green chemistry to making new and advanced supermaterials already used in space and avio industry. To catalyze the majority of reactions, almost exclusively ball mills are used, but they have many disadvantages, ranging from very long times needed to catalyze reactions, huge energy demands, and inevitable contamination of samples. What we offer to the market is a uniquely designed powder mill, specifically made for mechanochemistry's applications. We have accelerated reaction times, greatly improved energy efficiency, no contamination of powders, as well as very high technical parameters of end powders, which makes us perfect for finishing mills. We already have proven and tested our technology for ceramics industry. And for this industry, we can already offer stronger and denser ceramics. Proof? Our recent tests done with aluminum oxide showed that if industry would use powders activated by us, they could greatly increase the concentration of metals in their end ceramics, making them stronger and denser. In another project with a leading ceramics producer from Austria, we proved that if they use our powders, they can sinter ceramics at 100 degrees lower temperature. Right now, we're continuing this very project with the goal to further decrease this temperature. Other possible applications that we are also looking into in the future range from mechanical alloying to green chemistry. Our business model is very simple. We will make mills and we will sell them. So $73 billion is the total market value of technical ceramics. But let's look at a niche market example for our mills. So we know that more than 720,000 tons of aluminum oxide is sold annually and used for technical ceramics. If industry would want to activate just 1% of this market, we would already be selling 170 mills. To activate 5%, we would already be selling 850 mills. This is just one specific market for one specific type of powders. Here are just some sizes of other markets we could work in as well. In our current status, right now we are doing a research project with an industrial ceramics producer. Our project soon will receive its first pre-seed investment, and we'll also have interest from a major mill manufacturer. So what we are looking for are industrial accelerators, industrial partners who could help us further develop and prove our technology for various fields, as well as we are interested in talking with possible future investors. So our company is quite new, and team is not very big, yet it has very strong background in science. We understand this weakness, so we are also looking to expand our team in the near future. So if you're interested in talking with us, we can grab a coffee sometime, and here is how it can be arranged. Thank you.
Thank you. And time for questions.
Does your mills require special components, or is it more like you can buy all the components from the market?
They don't require special components.
Then how can you defend your product eventually?
Right now, our core competence is the construction of the mill. It's unique. That's the core competence. When we will go to the market, we'll try to patent it because it's patentable.
Okay, more questions?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So a question for your business model. Why did you decide to sell mills, manufacture and sell mills, as I understood? Why not selling powders or license the technology?
Licensing is one thing that we are also considering, as we have interest from that mill manufacturer. But right now, it seems that the best option will be selling mills because of the huge possible applications we might have for different fields.
And how much would the price of one mill be?
We estimate it to be around 40,000 euros.
Okay, more questions?
And at that price level, have you estimated the possible return on investment for your client?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Okay, then one more question, yeah?
What about the production? So do you have any plant, or you have any partners who are going to produce hardware? Are you able to handle the scale of potential orders?
Right now, we are just evaluating the market and testing it for whichever field we're going to go for, like for what business model. Then we're going to look for investors. So right now, we do not have the capabilities to produce hardware in the big levels needed. If that's the answer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And one last speech for today is delivered by AB Labs. Please welcome.
Hi.
You are the last one on the stage. Is it an advantage?
I've been asking myself the question the whole day, so I don't know. I would have prepared to be the first one, but it's all about stepping outside of your comfort zone, isn't it? So.
As always, as always. Very good. If we have a presentation ready, then your time starts now.
Hi, my name is Imans, and I'm from AB Labs, and I'm going to present to you our solution R2 system. Being a diesel car owner these days might be worrying, even more so if you're a fleet manager, having 20, 50, or 100 cars running the streets. And you start to wonder and ask questions. Well, is diesel sustainable? Will my city ban diesel altogether? Should I switch to electric? Or will I manage to do so before diesel is banned? Or is the infrastructure ready for it? And we all know people are looking for a solution. And they want it now. And actually, they want it for their actual cars. And we have it. We can make any diesel common rail engine both greener and more efficient, cutting expenses, fuel cost, and emissions in half. And all you have to do is, it's much easier than you think. All you have to do is install an LPG tank into your car and our solution, R2 system. And by install, I mean there's no interference with your current engine whatsoever. It just takes 2 hours, and if you like, you can remove it and you wouldn't even be able to tell it was ever there. That's how non-invasive it is. And we have tried and tested it on several cars and covered 100,000 kilometers with it, and counting, with one tank lasting 2,500 kilometers. So how does it work exactly? Well, R2 system allows any common rail diesel engine to run on a mix of diesel, LPG, and water, all three simultaneously. And the system is usable, the same system is usable for all displacements from 0.8 up to 3 liters. You can even adapt it to use it for buses, trucks, even ships, and the LPG infrastructure. It is widely available, both for fitting the tank and for refueling LPG. And with R2 system, you will see a drop in your fuel cost and emissions by 50%, while your emissions rating will rise up to Euro 6.2 from as low as Euro 2. And behind the idea is Italian engineer Alberto Bonomi, who has chosen Latvia as his residence for the last 10 years. He has a track record in mechanical engineering of 30 years, several patents, and it's quite possible your car might have parts he developed while working at Bosch. Business has taken care of me with practical experience in B2B consulting, export management, and business development. And we see ourselves ahead of the competition as we take a totally new take on LPG systems, and we make it as simple, as easy as possible. And finally, providing significant gains in reducing fuel cost and emissions. And currently, we're looking to raise investment for a small batch in serial production in order to kick off LPG system certification and simultaneously launch IP protection. We're looking for 200,000 euros. An R2 system can make a difference right now and with the existing cars outside on the streets. Thank you. I'll gladly take your questions.
Thank you. So, proceed with your question.
Okay, I'm really impressed because I know that Bosch invested a lot of million euros into improving the diesel engine in order to reduce emissions. However, they are still on the level of, I would say, advanced proof of concept. I know what I'm talking because I used to work for Bosch. and you said that your engineer developed something that is going to cut the emission for 50% and also just cut the fuel consumption.
Exactly. Well, it looks like Bosch is missing our engineer, right? But on a more serious note, he's been Alberto, sitting right there, has been on the idea for over 3 years now. And yes, we have tested this in field tests ourselves, as I said, over 100,000 kilometers and counting. And right now we're also planning a lab test with industry representative as well, who's in the AdBlue business, to just have a validation from the lab showing those numbers we're just saying right now. But yes, it's both fuel consumption and emissions. And here I have a small chart presented as well regarding consumption. That's easier to show. And we have two cars. The system was on a BMW and a Citroën, and you can see what our test showed. And that's the benefit you could gain with our system on these kind of cars, for example.
Okay, so the last question. So is it a standalone system, or do I need to just have a LPG and water tank? Because I'm not get it.
Yes, I know what you mean. You have three components. An LPG tank, it's a standard industry, nothing new there. You have our module, the auto system module. It's a module 10 times 20 times 30 centimeters, really small. You can install it in the car and hook it up with the engine. And, well, as I said, you need water. And just to make it as easy as possible and not too complicated, we take the water from the windshield liquid container. And you don't have to actually use water. You can also use the windshield liquid instead. So that's how we solve that case. So you don't need to install anything for the water.
Okay, I was thinking about asking, is the harsh environments like places where you have winter, does it work like those places?
In Latvia, we have winter. We have tested it in Latvia, but good question, actually. That would be actually something more for Alberto, who is in charge of the technology. So we can discuss that later with Alberto. So I wouldn't dare to answer. Sorry? Maybe.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So this was the last presentation for today. So the semifinals are closed, and Deep Tech Startup Competition finalists will be announced during the network dinner later today. And I thank all the participants and, of course, jury. Maybe I can have your applause for them one last time for today. Thank you. Thank you. And meanwhile, I encourage you to use the opportunity to meet those great startup companies. There is a possibility to one-to-one questions today until 7 p.m. at meeting points, and, of course, during the dinner. You can try catching the participants here or use a Brella application for that. And meeting points will be also available tomorrow. And for all the participants, I want to encourage you still come tomorrow, even if you will not be pitching, because the accelerators from different countries will present the opportunities they are offering for startups, so for you. And see you all tomorrow. Have a good evening, fruitful conversations. That's it for today. Goodbye.